Let us discuss important headlines. If you open today's Hindu paper, there's a news which is discussing about inhuman remarks. The Supreme Court on March 26th stayed an Allahabad High Court order of March 17th, which included that mere grabbing the breast of a minor victim, breaking the strings of her paisama to bring down her lower garment are not sufficient to constitute an offense of attempt of rape. A day after the Supreme Court took suo motu cognizance of the order, a bench headed by Justice B.R. Gawai said that observations made by the single judge bench, Justice Ram Manohar Narayan Mishra of the Allahabad High Court, was totally insensitive, inhuman, and unknown to the tenets of law. Justice Gawai pointed out that certain paragraphs of the order, which graphically recounted the trauma endured by the minor victim at the hands of the two accused persons, only to conclude their actions did not show any determination on the part of the duo to rape her. These comments lack complete sensitivity. The bench said that what made it more worse was the order was not dictated by the judge on the spur of the moment. The case was reserved for orders in November 2024. The order was passed on March 17th, almost 4 months later, and the judge have taken a lot of time to dictate the order. So the court said the orders were completely inhuman, insensitive. So the court have not taken the proper consideration of the trauma of the minor victim. If you see, on November 10th, 2021, alleged incidents took place. The alleged incident took place. On January 12th, 2022, victim's mother filed an application before the special judge under POSCO Act. On March 21st, 2022, special judge treats the application as complaint. On June 23rd, 2023, after recording the statements, the special judge issues a summons to the accused. On November 13th, 2024, revision petition against the summons order is filed and the case is reserved for judgment by Allahabad High Court. On March 17th, 2025, judgment was pronounced. And now, yesterday, Supreme Court issued a stay on the remarks order given by the Allahabad High Court. This is the thing. Next important news that is coming up is Telangana CM announces special investigation team to crack down online betting apps. Chief Minister of Telangana has announced plans to appoint a special investigation team to investigate cases related to the online betting apps, including Rummy. The existing law aimed at curbing this menace would be amended if required, and comprehensive measures will be put up in place to address the issue that is ruining the lives of many innocent people. Addressing the Telangana State Assembly on the law and order situation in the state, Mr. Revanth Reddy, who is also the Home Minister, said the government would take stringent measures to check digital betting apps, which he described as an evolving international criminal network. So this is a story. And in Telangana, there is an act, Betting Act in 2017, Online Gaming Act, Online Gambling and Betting Act, actually which was made in 2017 in Telangana. And the other news that is coming up, Chief Justice of India, Mr. Sanjeev Khanna, on March 26th, indicated that a petition seeking the registration of FIR into allegations of huge sums of unaccounted money found in the official residence of Delhi High Court Judge Mr. Ashwant Verma. And you all know, sacks of huge money was found, burnt money was found at his residence. The Chief Justice is wanted to be transparent on the issue, and it's a very curious case in New Delhi right now, throughout India also. The petition also challenged the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, appointing the 3-member committee to inquire into the affair. Coming back, the Delhi police also visited the residence of the High Court judge to investigate and inspect the location. This is a situation that is going on in Delhi, particularly with respect to cash stashing of cash bundles. And coming to the important editorial today, going electric. See, Government of India's decision to exempt import duties on 35 capital goods. Government of India's decision to exempt import duties on 35 capital goods used in the manufacturing of EVs, electric vehicle batteries, and 28 items used in the making of mobile phone batteries is a welcome step towards boosting domestic manufacturing and clean technology adoption, proposed by the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in the Union Budget 2025-2026 and formalized through the Finance Bill 2025, passed in the Parliament on March 25th. This signals a strategic policy shift. See, we are actually promoting e-vehicles. So, for the goods which are required, capital goods which are required to manufacture EVs, electric vehicles, import duty exemptions were given so that we can actually promote electric vehicles in India. Earlier in March, Chinese electric vehicle giant BYD unveiled its Super E platform, capable of giving a vehicle a 500 kilometers range with just 5 minutes of charging, a major leap towards alleviating the range anxiety. So, battery charging is a big anxiety with respect to electric vehicles. And Chinese electric vehicle giant BYD unveiled its Super E platform, which is capable of giving a vehicle 500 kilometers range with just 5 minutes battery charging. So, this is a major challenge for all EV plants and EV companies. So, now we have to compete with international giants also. So, India has to support. The other important news that is coming up is with respect to the CBSE's 2 exam scheme overcomplicates the things. 10th class students can take exams 2 times in an academic year. I think you will feel very happy if you are allowed to write prelims 2 times in an academic year, right? So, the draft scheme by the Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, the draft scheme by the Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, to allow from 2026 students of class 10 to take their board examinations. Students of class 10 to take their board examinations twice in an academic year, in the month of February and in the month of May. It has considered as a student-friendly reform aligned with the National Education Policy 2020. But the thing is, it also includes lot of complications, operational, financial and pedagogical concerns that could ultimately make the system cumbersome rather than more effective. It will make system more cumbersome rather than more effective. The logical demand of implementing the scheme, the CBSE's own data projects, 26.6 lakh students will appear for the 10th class exam in 2026. With the 2 examination cycles, the number of answer sheets for evaluation exceeds 1.72 crore. Managing this scale effectively requires a vast pool of evaluators. At the same time, students might also face certain learning problems if they were compelled by others or teachers or parents to write in a particular cycle also. Better to have a single cycle according to the author. Let's see the better things again. Next important news that is coming up is non-performing assets of banks at multi-year low. Profits up, Finance Minister. Exactly 12-13 years back, there is a big problem in Indian banking system. That is NPA, non-performing assets. If somebody takes a loan and if the man or an institution do not pay back to the bank within 90 days, either principal or interest, then that asset is considered as NPA, non-performing asset. Then that asset is considered as non-performing asset. And 12-13 years back, it's the biggest problem in India. And we have many acts like SARFAESI Act and Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code was made in 2016. With all the efforts made with the government and banking system, the non-performing assets right now are almost low, multi-year low, and profits of the bank have come up. The gross non-performing assets of the scheduled commercial banks were at a multi-year low of 2.5% in September 2024, and the banks have recorded highest ever net profit of 1.41 lakh crores in the previous financial year. The banks have recorded net profit of 1.41 lakh crores in the previous financial year. So good news is coming up with respect to Indian banking system. If Indian banking system is strong, the fundamentals of Indian economy will become strong. The next important news that is coming up is aerospace, GE Aerospace. You all know American engine manufacturer GE, General Electric Aerospace, on March 26th announced that the delivery of the first 99 F404 engines to the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited HAL for Tejas light combat aircraft. See, GE Aerospace is providing jet engines for Tejas light combat aircraft. The first engine to power the Tejas light combat aircraft moved out of GE facility on Tuesday, that is on March 24th, and is expected to arrive in India in April. And once the engine arrives, more tests will be conducted in HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and GE Aerospace to deliver engines. Engine manufacturer General Electric Aerospace that announced that the delivery of the first of 99 F404 IN-20 engines to provide jet engines for Tejas light combat aircrafts. So Tejas light combat aircrafts are in news. We are procuring engines from General Electric company for Tejas light combat aircraft. Coming back, Santosh, UK's official Oscar entry, was blocked by CBFC in India. The internationally acclaimed movie Santosh has been denied certification for theatrical release in India after Central Board of Film Certification objected to its portrayal of police brutality, caste discrimination and misogyny, according to the reports from the Guardian newspaper from Britain. Written and directed by British Indian author Sandhya Suri, Santosh follows a journey of a young widow who joins the police force and investigates the murder of a Dalit girl. The film, which tackles themes of misogyny, caste-based violence, and institutional Islamophobia, has received widespread critics' appraisal. In spite of that, the Central Board of Film Certification denied certification for theatrical release of the movie Santosh. Okay, this is a big news that is coming up. And Chief Justice of India, Mr. Sanjeev Khanna, praised the Indian judiciary's direct connect with the people. Particularly, what makes Indian judiciary unique is our direct connect with the people. The most easy access which people have is access to judiciary. In all the three organs of the government, judiciary have the easy access. However, senior Supreme Court Judge Justice A.R. Oka and other judges said, repeated claim that common man has full faith in the judiciary may not be substantially correct. He asked whether this claim could be made when there was 4.55 crore case pending in the district courts, of which 25 to 30% were pending over a decade. So, in India, in all the district courts put together, around 4.55 crores are pending. Can you say common man have reachability and approachability to the judiciary? And out of 4.55 crore cases, 30% of the cases are pending over a decade. So how can common man can have a trust on the judiciary? This is the story that is coming up. So Chief Justice of India is saying common man have a trust on judiciary and Indian judiciary have a direct connect with the common man. On the other side, advocates are saying and some of the experts are saying this is not a thing. And Slovakia, the country Slovakia declares emergency situation to stop spread of foot and mouth diseases. The Slovakian government declared a state of emergency on Tuesday, that is on March 25th, following the confirmation of additional cases of foot and mouth disease. And you might get a prelims question on what is foot and mouth disease. Already long back, UPS asked this question. Foot and mouth disease. It's a severe, highly contagious viral disease of livestock that have a significant economic impact. And foot and mouth disease is also a transboundary animal disease. It's a TAD, T-A-D. What is TAD? Transboundary animal disease. The disease is estimated to circulate in 77% of the global livestock population in Africa, Middle East and Asia, and also in South America. It is not a human health or food safety threat, but it is related to hand, foot and mouth disease to the livestock. The disease affects cattle, swine, sheep, goats, and other cloven-hoofed ruminants. It does not affect horses, dogs, or cats. Foot and mouth disease do not affect horses, dogs, or cats. Intensely reared animals are more susceptible to the disease than traditional breeds. So this is a news that is coming up. In Slovakia, foot and mouth disease cases are spreading up. So Slovakia declared emergency situation. This is also thing. And we have Supreme Court asks the central government and union territories to set up grievance redressal mechanisms with respect to misleading advertisements. Observing the misleading advertisements could cause great harm to the society. The Supreme Court set a 2-month deadline for the states and union territories to create a grievance redressal mechanism to deal with the complaints against such ads, issuing directions to curb misleading advertisements. Supreme Court said misleading ads could cause greater harm to the society. So, there's an act in India called Drugs and Magical Remedies Act 1954. You will be seeing certain ads where use our drug, your bald hair will become full hair within 1 month. Use our drug, your body fat will be reduced from 100 kgs to 60 kgs body weight. So, or use our drug, your diabetes will be evaporated within, you will get a relief from other diseases within 1 month or 2 months. All these things might come under Drugs and Magical Remedies Act. These advertisements are very common in newspapers and TV channels. You will be seeing. So coming back, there is every chance that China might attack Taiwan by 2027. American reports are saying. Now, Taiwan will use this year's event to mark the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II to bolster the public sentiment on the need to defend the Taiwan from Chinese threats. World War II and full-scale Japanese invasion of China in 1937 that preceded the start of World War in 1939 is a touchy historical subject between both China and Taiwan. The Chinese government at that time was Republic of China and it is forced to fight against Japan. The Republican government fled to Taiwan in 1949. You all know, when Red China was formed in 1949, the Chiang Kai-shek, the king of China, fled to Formosa. Then it is called Formosa, now it's called Taiwan. So, both China and Taiwan have sentiments with respect to 1937 China-Japanese war. So, Taiwan wanted to use this spirit and the fighting spirit and wanted to mark the 80th anniversary of the end of World War, particularly to bolster the public sentiment to protect the Taiwanese territory against the possible China's aggrandizement. So this is the news that is coming up. Zelensky says Putin will die soon and vows it will come to an end. Ukraine President Zelensky has claimed that Vladimir Putin will die soon amid rumors that Russian leader is battling poor health. That is, Putin is battling with poor health. Zelensky's assessment of Putin's health came during a sit-down interview with journalists in Paris following a meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron. Putin will die soon, and that's a fact, and it will come to an end. Despite his attempts to project an image of hyper-masculinity, Putin has long faced rumors that he suffers from health issues. In recent years, the 72-year-old has appeared to have a puffy face, a twitching leg, and bloodshot eyes, only fueling the speculations further. One particular famous incident in 2022 saw the president slouching in his chair while gripping a table and slurring his words during a meeting with the defense minister. So there's a news that, rumor that Putin's health is not good and Zelensky is saying he will die very soon. Coming back, Donald Trump announces 25% tariffs on foreign-made vehicles. Donald Trump announced steep tariffs on auto imports on March 26 in a move to fuel tensions with the trading partners ahead of further levies next week. What all we are doing is 25% tariffs on all cars that are not made in US. If they are made in US, there are no tariffs. The move is set to tackle effect from April 2nd and impact foreign-made cars and light trucks, in addition to the existing tariffs on those goods. So now, America is taxing on foreign-made cars. America is taxing on foreign-made cars. This is a big news that is coming up. కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్ సంబంధించి ప్రత్యేకంగా సివిల్ సర్వీసెస్ ఎగ్జామ్ సంబంధించి ఏ ఆప్షన్ చూస్ చేసుకోవాలి, ప్రిపరేషన్ ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి, ఏ బుక్స్ రిఫర్ చేయాలి, ఇలాంటి డౌట్స్ ఉంటే CSBIS అకాడమీని కాంటాక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు. దీనికి సంబంధించి నా పర్సనల్ అపాయింట్మెంట్ ఈ వీడియో పైన డిస్ప్లే అవుతున్న కాంటాక్ట్ నెంబర్కి ఫోన్ చేసి తీసుకోవచ్చు.